Hey everyone, it's David Michael here. I'm here with another unboxing of an Amazon clearance item. I have a pretty good idea what it is. It could be one of a couple things, but here we go. So this just showed up. And then hopefully if I'm coherent enough and thinking straight, I have a little bit of a slight commentary after I'm done this, which will probably be totally incoherent, but we'll see. So here we go, Amazon. I've been having some good luck on their clearance items of late. All right, so the box is open. Ah, yes, it is what I thought it would be. This is the first vinyl issue of Hater. I'm kind of a little bit worried now because the sticker on the back says made in the Czech Republic, and there's some going back and forth on vinyl communities about the pressings coming out of the Czech Republic, and I have found them to be very, very hit and miss, and mostly on the miss side. So I might be wrong, but I think I'm right that the last Megadeth album, Dystopia, that was an amazing album. That was pressed in the Czech Republic, and that probably wins my award for the worst sounding vinyl I've heard in years. So, by the way, before I go into Hater, I did just get up after working all night, so I apologize. So Hater, if you don't know Hater, Hater was a side project of Soundgarden. I believe in the mid-90s. This is, like I said, this is the first ever vinyl issue. It's Ben Shepherd, the bassist of Soundgarden, and I believe Matt Cameron, the drummer from Soundgarden. And this was their side project. And I believe the singer is the brother of Andrew Wood, who was the singer of Mother Love Bone, who passed away, obviously. So this came out in the, I'm going to say that, I don't want to say the heyday of the grunge, but it was of the grunge era, but I think, to my recollection, it was kind of near the tail end of it. I think this album confused, so I'll hold it up again. I think this album confused a lot of people at the time, for people expecting a Soundgarden and maybe Mother Love Bone sounding album. And it wasn't. It was kind of like a garage rock sounding album. I mean, definitely with some fuzzed out sounds like grunge, which is also a throwback to garage rock, I guess. The first song is a cover of Cat Stevens' Mona Bone. I can never pronounce the last word. Jack On? I will not say I'm a Cat Stevens expert, so, but I have heard the original, and they do a really good version of that. So I don't really recall, I don't remember the album doing incredibly well like a Soundgarden album, but I remember it doing respectable numbers when I was in a retail job. But like I said, the rest of the album is like, if you kind of take your mind away from it possibly sounding like a Soundgarden, Mother Love Bone, Pearl Jam, Nirvana type album, and you kind of go into it listening with open ears and open mind, it's a really, really good album. So that's what came today, the first ever vinyl issue of Hater. I got that off Amazon's clearance section. I don't even remember what it was, $11.99 possibly. So there you go. So anyways, I don't do commentary very often. When I do, I tend to go overboard, and that's who I am. I'm kind of all in, and I kind of speak my mind. I don't try to color things a bit, I don't try to color things at all. But a couple things kind of sprung up on the vinyl communities that I'm on, and actually I'm only on one now. So what I wanted to talk about, and keep in mind, these are more questions, I guess, and maybe some opinions, but opinions can't be wrong. It's an opinion, to each his own. So if you're going to reply that I'm full of shit, save your time. It's an opinion. Don't worry about it. I deleted my Facebook account today, and it's probably temporary. But I was talking to a member of a vinyl community that I'm on, the YouTube vinyl community, and I think it's the only, like I said, the only one I'm on now. He posted something recently, and he hasn't posted in a long time, and I feel some kind of connection with him because we have very, very similar tastes in music. And I asked him, where have you been? Everything okay? We're not friends or anything. We've exchanged the odd message here and there just about records we're showing and all that. And he said he's had to stay away from the vinyl community Facebook page because he was getting caught up in all the posts, and it was costing him a lot of money to the point where, you know, his bills were in danger, and he was really kind of sacrificing his home life. So he was staying away from it, and you know, he had other things to say about it, but that was the gist of it. And it kind of rang true with me. So I'll try not to drink too much coffee on this video, but I probably will. It kind of rang true with me that, I mean, I guess it's like anything that people are kind of passionate and obsessive about. You know, music being probably one of the most obsessive and passionate things you can kind of be into. But I was having a think when I was off work this morning about at what level has vinyl collecting got to at this point in terms of social media. It seems, you know, in 1989, you know, I would have no way of knowing what guy in Chicago was listening to, or I wouldn't know what some girl from Birmingham, England was listening to. So you know, you were kind of shielded because there was no internet. So it you know, you had your friends, and you know, but it's obviously social media has opened up a whole world. So I mean, if we take the 1% out, the 1% being those people who can afford everything and anything, and they're lucky enough to have a job that will afford them that. So we'll take, I mean, good for them. I wish I was that person. But if we take those people out, we'll park those people over here. And then on the other side, there's those people who are, there's might be something wrong with them, where it's, they are spending all their bill money on vinyl, and they've just gone all in to the point of insanity. So we'll park those people over there because those are the two extremes, and I've seen both extremes. So we'll park them in separate groups because I'm talking about the everyman, where social media has kind of turned. And I hate to use the word collecting, because collecting to me kind of implies art. You know, which music is art, but you know, it implies something that you collect and you hang on the wall or something. I mean, music is something to be played and enjoyed. Vinyl enthusiasts, I guess, maybe. So I'm talking to those people, to people who are just everyday 9-to-5 kind of guys who live paycheck to paycheck, or you know, they got a bit of money in the bank, but they're not living large. So what this guy on the Facebook page was talking about, it kind of rang true with me a bit about has vinyl collecting, for lack of a better term, has it become a sport because of social media, and it's possible, and I'm kind of siding on the side of that it is possibly, it's becoming a big dick measuring contest, and there's people posting photos on Facebook on these vinyl communities with like a photo of 10 boxes of vinyl that came today, and these are regular posts with the caption, "The mailman was good to me today," you know, and I have to question what the motives are, and what social media is doing um, to the vinyl enthusiast. Possibly, making you feel inferior because you don't have that new box set, and you don't have the new reissue of this, and you didn't get um, the whole reissue series of this label, these rare jazz albums or something like that. I see a lot of people um, who I know who are way overextending themselves financially. They're getting caught up. And I don't, like, obviously, I don't think this is a new thing. There's always been that element of keeping up with the Joneses. That's been around ever since money and bartering and all that's been around. But once you kind of throw in the element of social media, it really opens up a whole nother world. And I bring this up because I think I was caught up in this. And it's not like I'm a new vinyl collector. It's, I'm well into my 30th year. But you get caught up in this online world, and in perception's reality, and you see these people posting the photos of of these insane purchases, and you start feeling a little bit inferior, and then you end up with a collection of albums, and how many of those do you listen to? There was a YouTube thread going around for a while. Is when is enough enough? I think I only saw one of those videos. Might have been Fat City Vinyls, but I get the gist of the thread. You end up really sacrificing yourself. You get so caught up, and I know it's not exclusive to the vinyl community. My wife collects certain things. One thing in particular, she's got a massive collection of it, and she kind of relates to me that there's people who collect that certain thing. I don't want to say it, not to expose too much about her, who are just equally over the top. Where literally, I'm kind of generalizing now, but or not really generalizing, but I'm kind of going to extremes here. There's people who are living very meagerly, who are posting photos of their latest acquisition of this thing they're collecting, and then they're starting a GoFundMe page because they can't pay their bills that month. I mean, that's literally happening. So I've had to separate myself a little bit from the YouTube vinyl community. I haven't posted a lot recently, and I try to scroll by it when I was on Facebook. Because like I said, I was getting caught up in it. And talking to the guy today, oh well, it wasn't today, yesterday, it kind of reinforced what I was thinking. It's it's in my opinion, it's kind of it's like I said, it's becoming a sport. It's becoming like a big dick measuring contest, and you start feeling inferior, and you're buying things that you will never listen to more than once because 7 other people have posted it. And I have to wonder, these people who are buying mass amounts of records and posting these photos about The Mailman Was Good to Me Today, and regularly posting these videos, I have to wonder, is it for the love of vinyl collecting? I have to wonder sometimes, how bad are they sacrificing their home life? I have to wonder, which is really none of my business, but like I said, it kind of is, because it was starting to happen to me, and I have to wonder if it's just they're caught up and they want the photo op. They'll post a photo, and I know this happens. People are, I know for a fact that people have bought certain records for the photo op, and things they wouldn't, because we're becoming addicted to likes. You start feeling, there's a lot of memes going around about this not too long ago, about chasing the like, and the comment, you go, oh, super cool find, or wow, or whatever. They'll post these photos, and I have to wonder, after they get their 20, 25 likes and their wow comments, what happens the next day when they're stuck with a $400 bill and the likes have gone away. There's that withdrawal, and it's an endless cycle. They're back on the train again, and they're buying more records, and they're chasing that approval. And I'm looking around at my records right now, and I could probably pull 30% of them, and I would never miss them, because a lot of them were things I saw on that vinyl community. Even after 30 plus years of collecting, I was starting to feel a little bit inferior. I didn't have that first pressing of this, and I didn't have whatever the popular fucking hipster rediscovery is of this month. And like I said, I'd almost rather sit here and make YouTube videos and ramble on and have 4 people watch it than chase the likes on Facebook and be faced with a credit card bill that I have to call and make arrangements to pay, or I'm like, oops, and I'm calling my phone provider to make payment arrangements for my phone, which are all things that are happening, because they're all things that people have told me that are happening. People going overboard, and there's people who are just getting into vinyl collecting. And if you have the means, great. I'm not talking about you. I've already parked you over here. Remember, people who've gotten into vinyl collecting a year or two ago, who have collections on par with mine. And like I said, and these people have openly told me that they've done it at the expense of their home life and paying the bills, and really, is that any of my concern? No. But I'll bring this back around to, like I said, I was starting to be affected by it, and thankfully I have I woke up and I had I'm grateful that I have some self-awareness that you need, David, you need to pull back a bit. Hence why you see me posting a lot of Amazon clearance items. And the Amazon clearance items are things I'm going to play and enjoy. And they're not purchased to keep up with that guy on Facebook, or I'm not chasing the almighty like on Facebook. And you see me posting a lot of thrift store finds. Because, I can go to a thrift store and spend $5, $10, and I don't miss that. We're somewhat financially secure in my house. We're not living large, but I can go out and I probably got $10 in coins underneath my car seat. So that doesn't affect my life. It was getting to the point where I was pre-ordering the Tom Petty box sets that came out. At $300 a pop, $300+ a pop, and then I had to think about it. It's like, do you need that Tom Petty box set? You're looking at $650. Like, David, you cannot afford this. So I canceled my orders. And that Pink Floyd box set that came out, that was $600+. So I've really had to take a step back, and I've really had to kind of, question, what am I buying? Why am I buying it? And the online world, it's a tricky thing. It's really easy to get caught up in it. And it all boils down to seeking approval. I'm guessing. If you're a vinyl enthusiast, sometimes it's a very insular world. Sometimes it can be a lonely pursuit, and you want to share your love with other people. And social media has allowed you to do that. But then sometimes it goes overboard, and so I don't know. Maybe it's time to start thinning out my records and kind of, maybe rethinking what I'm doing, because obviously I'm not the only one who feels this way, because I was talking to that gentleman the other day or yesterday, whatever it was, and I've heard similar comments from people who I think they were trying to say the same thing but didn't want to be as open as this other guy was. Um, so, anyways, that's why you see me posting a lot of Amazon clearance items and thrift store finds and stuff. Is you know, that doesn't really affect me if you know, if I bring 5 albums home from Goodwill and 3 I don't like, well, I can pass those along. It's $3. That's a coffee. That's nothing. You know, it's when you get into these box sets, and it's when you get into these limited edition items, and you know, that you might be ordering for reasons other than the love of that release, I guess. So I guess, you know, this might come off as rambling, but it's more of a, I guess, my you know, my recent revelation of you know, why are we doing this, and why, you know, what's the, you know, what's the purpose right now of my vinyl collecting, and what's social media's part in that. And it's not just Facebook. It's, you know, it's Instagram, and it's Twitter, and it's all that stuff. But, you know, obviously Facebook is the main one. I don't see too many vinyl collecting pages on Twitter. There might be. I don't know. So, like I said, I've had to step back a bit, and you know, kind of, you know, rethink. And it's kind of odd to say this, like, you know, like 30+ years after I started buying records, you know, and, you know, and I've had to, you know, draw the line back to it's social media, really. That's I think causing a lot of people to go way overboard, and what I was saying earlier about, you know, I've seen people, you know, people who've either rediscovered, or, you know, or who either rediscover, or just getting into buying vinyl, going into super overboard, and, you know, they're kind of basing a lot of their purchases on what they're seeing on Facebook, and, you know, what's the trendy hip thing this month, and, you know, and like I said, that's their prerogative. You know, like I said, I'll bring this back around to, you know, this is more of a me thing. So, yeah, I mean, social media is, like I said, it's an odd, funny thing, and, you know, and I guess my self-revelation, and if I have to impart any, I guess it'll be unwanted advice, or maybe wanted, who knows. Do you trust what I say? Trust me, I'm a good guy. You can believe me. I guess, you know, don't get caught up in that online world of sport collecting, and don't chase the like, and don't chase the positive comments. You know, buy what you love. Sorry for the edit there. My son had to come down and ruin a perfectly good rant. So, anyways, I was wrapping up the video. Anyways, like I said, my parting kind of words of somewhat wisdom, I guess, of being an old fuck is, you know, buy what you want, buy what you love. Don't feel the need to overextend yourself. You know what? There's no vinyl so rare that you can't pick it up down the line. Really, if you think about it. You know, a like's a like, and you know, it's nice to have that approval. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to watch out for yourself, and that's kind of where, like I said, it was starting to affect me, and having, like I said, talked to a few people. It's not a problem. It's not an issue that's exclusive to me. It seems to be a growing issue, and the people I've talked to have all pointed the finger at. You know, you can't place sole blame on vinyl community pages, because, you know what, you're responsible for yourself, and, you know, but it you know, when you're an enthusiast for anything, and when you're so passionate about something, it's so easy to get sucked into that world of keeping up with everyone else. So, yeah. So I think for the time being, unless I win the lottery, and then it's fucking watch out, man. I'm buying a house for my records. For the time being, you know what? It's you're going to see me playing it a lot safer, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And if I'm posting something, it's either a thrift store find that, I don't mind if it's $1 wasted because I can always find a home for that. Or you're going to find me posting things that I really want and love. And that's not to say I'm not going to take the odd chance here and there, because blind buys when I was a kid, it's how I discovered most things I love today. But like I said, I've had to really rethink things, and I know a lot of people are rethinking things. So, fucking social media, right? So, anyways, and and one final thing, I guess maybe these issues are, I think they carry more weight for me because I have a home, I have a mortgage, I have 2 kids, I have a wife. I have obligations beyond my need for vinyl. I'm guessing if you're single and you live very meagerly, that might not be an issue because you have less obligations in life. But like I said, there's that point where it's kind of like, when is it affecting? What's the line in the sand where it's starting to affect things in my life? And I was slowly getting to that point. So there you go. Now I am rambling. So, like I said, this is just an opinion. This is just kind of an observation. Maybe it's just fucking rambling for the sake of rambling. But yeah, there's my 2 cents about vinyl collecting in the social media world that we live in. I guess don't get too caught up in it. It's music, and I might get hung for saying this, but there is actually more important things than records. There really is, So I'm going to end this here. So for one final time, because it's super dry in my house, this has been my unboxing of the first vinyl issue of Hater. A damn fine, like I said, if you mix garage rock with grunge, that's Hater. Have a sample online. And then you heard me ramble on about what I just talked about. So anyway, like I said, it's an opinion. We'll leave it at that. So this is what is my name? It's David Michael from the Vinyl Community. And I hope you all take care. Bye-bye.